But this will be the most exciting and successful period of reform and renewal in all of American history, maybe of global history. The golden age of America, I call it. It's begun. So it's the golden age of America, and that's what it's going to be.
How about going home to my wife on the shower, the golden shower, they called it?
I mean, I spoke to over 100 countries. You wouldn't believe how many countries there are. But there are a lot of countries, and every one of them, literally everyone called, and it was very nice.
Donald Trump has said a lot of dumb shit in his life.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.
Like you'll go person, woman, man, camera, TV. The memory question.
And in today's breaking story of self-humiliation, I'm both happy and depressed to report to you that our next president is still the diarrhea-laden, dementia-brained, orange skin tag he's been for at least the last decade. Because today, in his first major press conference since the election at his Palm Beach Estate Mar-a-Lago, Trump humiliated himself countless times, from flip-flopping on his TikTok ban because he thinks TikTok helped him win, to his display of the art of the deal American investment strategy of bringing wealthy people to Mar-a-Lago, putting them in front of the media, and then requesting $100 billion more than they were prepared to invest, and finally, going on such a dumbass rant over a geography question that it left onlookers aghast and instigated some absolutely brutal ridicule and roasting hotter than a Yuletide fire. And obviously there is a lot of insanity to get to here, so drop a like and subscribe if humor is the only thing keeping you sane as well, and let's get into it. Starting with Trump's ludicrous response to a question about the supposed upcoming ban of TikTok and whether he will allow it to go through. Take a listen.
Next month?
Who?
How do you plan to stop the ban on TikTok next month?
We'll take a look at TikTok. I have a warm spot in my heart for TikTok because I won youth by 34 points. And there are those that say that TikTok had something to do with that. Now, Joe Rogan did, and some of the other people that were recommended by my son Barron, he knew names. I said, who is that? Tell me, who's that? Dad, you gotta be kidding. I can't believe you don't know. And I did those interviews, and it was actually sort of cute. Do you want to know the truth? But we did them, and that had an impact. But TikTok had an impact, and so we're taking a look at it.
And look, personally, I think TikTok should stay, given there is incredibly little evidence to support the claim that it is a significant national security threat, except maybe on the phones of government officials, where it's already banned, and it's helped millions of people connect, launch businesses, and gain financial freedom. But this just goes to further drive home the point that Trump couldn't give a damn about the American people, their safety, or their well-being, because the only reason he doesn't want to ban it is because he thinks it helped him win, which it undoubtedly did. I actually just made a deep dive video that you can check out here about the guy behind Trump's massive popularity surge among youth voters, which I didn't even know about until he fainted and fell off the stage at a Young Republicans conference last night, so you can check that out here. But cool, okay, everything is a popularity contest for Trump, and he knows nothing or cares about the national security or the financial benefit of everyday Americans. But Trump is businessman. Whether he knows how to business or not, he will business this country to good business economy, right?
Trump has many failed businesses. Here are just a few. Trump Ice bottled water, sold as the purest water from a secret spring, is from Vermont. Trump steaks ranged from $200 to $1,000. They were discontinued after 2 months. Trump Shuttle Airlines, Trump borrowed $250 million to buy an airline, but he didn't take care of the airplane, so an airplane crashed, and then they went out of business after only 2 years.
And that brilliant savviness was on full display in this next clip, where Trump showed us the art of the deal after the CEO of SoftBank announced a $100 billion investment in the US, and Trump tried to get him to double it down in the most awkward way possible. Watch this.
But I'm going to ask him right now, would you make it $200 billion instead of $100? He can actually, believe it or not, he can actually afford to do that. Would you do that?
Well, my promise is 100, but, he's now asking to do more.
Yeah, and then Trump snapped his fingers and said, no takesies backsies, now you have to do it. But jokes aside, obviously that was just a friendly bout of public showmanship. Trump actually sealed the deal when he took the CEO backstage and fart tortured him into agreeing. which is like waterboarding, but with your anus. Anyway, I want to show you the part where Trump truly humiliated himself the worst and got absolutely roasted for it in this next clip, where he goes on this dumb as a doorknob rant about geography and whether or not Chinese President Xi Jinping will or won't be coming to his inauguration, and if he did or didn't talk to him and maybe or maybe not confirmed or did not confirm that Xi is coming.
And they were great. I mean, I spoke to over 100 countries. You wouldn't believe how many countries there are. And I'm trying with the best I can to get back to everybody, but there are a lot of countries, and every one of them, literally everyone called, and it was very nice. So, yeah, I'd see some if some felt it was an emergency.
And we'll get to the Xi stuff in just a second, but that comment there had former CUNY professor and This Week in Google podcast host Jeff Jarvis react with, "You won't believe how many countries there are. There are a lot of countries. The idiot you elected, America." And Randy Mayhem Singer, who wrote the screenplay for Mrs. Doubtfire, responding, "F every American who voted for this moron and every billionaire, news outlet, or elected official right now, gently licking his diseased and demented ass." And diseased and demented it is, because just listen to him flip-flop back and forth when trying to explain whether or not Xi Jinping is coming to his inauguration.
Are you disappointed that China's Xi won't be at the inauguration?
I don't know that he won't be at the inauguration. I mean, I haven't really spoken to him about it. I don't know that, actually. I would say that if he'd like to come, I'd love to have him. But there's been nothing much discussed. I have had discussions with him, letters, et cetera, at a very high level. You know, we had a very good relationship until COVID. COVID didn't end the relationship, but it was a bridge too far for me. But if he'd like to come, I'd certainly be. He hasn't, just so you understand, he hasn't said one way or the other. Because a lot of people say he won't come, he will come. People think he will come, he won't come. It's something we barely discussed, just about didn't discuss. But I have had, especially through letters, some very good conversations. You know, because China and the United States can together solve all of the problems of the world, if you think about it. So it's very important. And, you know, he was a friend of mine. I mean, he was here for a long time, right in that spot, except sitting in a very comfortable chair. He wasn't standing like you are. But we spent hours and hours talking. And, you know, he's an amazing guy.
The president of these moronic states of America, folks, leading us straight into the hellhole of impending idiocracy. If you'd like to stay sane through the storm ahead, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, where we will continue to humorously drown our sorrows alongside you by continuing to relentlessly roast dictator dementia brain Von Don.
Trump vodka discontinued, low sales, many lawsuits over unpaid bills. Trump Castle bankrupt and rebranded as Trump Marina. Trump Marina bankrupt and sold. Trump Plaza bankrupt and demolished. Trump's World Fair bankrupt and demolished. Trump Taj Mahal Casino, it was advertised as the 8th wonder of the world, bankrupt and sold. Trump University scammed thousands, many lawsuits and investigations.
We won with poorly educated. I love the poorly educated.